I just ingested a 600 milligram capsule of N-Acetyl L-Cysteine, which is probably one of the most popular nutritional supplements or nootropics in the community right now. But unfortunately, N-Acetyl L-Cysteine, it really doesn't do too much for me, if anything. Following ingestion, a lot of people feel in a better mood. They feel more energy. A lot of people actually experience decreased levels of anxiety, but I, for one, really haven't noticed much with the supplement, and that could be because maybe I'm already ingesting enough L-cysteine in my diet. I'm going to present to you the benefits, the side effects, how to take it, and some of the precautions around the use of NAC as a nootropic supplement. And one of the things I like about NAC is that it's not marketed to be this amazing NZT48 nootropic. It's marketed as an antioxidant. We know that if we are to ingest a supplement, it could potentially be healthier for us long term. And that's because although we may get L-cysteine through our diet, through eating things like meat and a variety of vegetables, using the supplemental form N-Acetyl L-Cysteine could be better for us neurologically. And what you should know about the supplement in a nutshell is that the effects are going to be different for absolutely everyone. So it really doesn't matter what different people say about it or what the reported benefits may be. But one of the things that I like about nootropic supplements is to be able to predictably tell how I'm going to feel following the ingestion of it. For example, I know that if I'm to consume ashwagandha, I would feel more relaxed. I would feel a bit more peaceful following ingestion. And unfortunately, we don't have much research out there showing what sort of benefits we can expect with NAC use when it comes to cognition, when it comes to using it for productivity. But after browsing through a lot of anecdotes about NAC, I could say that probably like 20 to 30% of people would actually feel something from NAC ingestion, and some of the common benefits would be helping them to relax. The odd individual mentions it helps them with their energy, and what's most common is people actually report that it helps with OCD-like symptoms. So perhaps if you feel some of those OCD-like tendencies and you've tried different nootropics out there and they haven't worked for you, then maybe it wouldn't hurt to use 500 milligrams to 1 gram of NAC per day. But for healthy individuals like myself that already have their diet, their exercise, their lifestyle in check, looking for those nootropics out there that may give them an extra performance boost, I would say thumbs down to NAC. I haven't found it effective, and I really hoped and tried to make it effective. There's a lot of discussion around it potentially helping with a caffeine crash or helping you to remove some of those side effects that you would experience from stimulants. And so recently I've been using NAC along with some of the stimulants I would use, for example, pre-workout, and I haven't felt much from it, and I also didn't really expect to feel much from it. This is the thing you have to understand about nootropics. People with positive experiences will talk about them online, and people with negative experiences will talk about that online, but the 50% plus of people that don't feel anything with the nootropic supplement, they aren't sharing their experience. So I'm happy to share my experience, and I would appreciate if you shared your experience below just to say if NAC worked for you or didn't. This is a very subtle supplement. At the end of the day, it's just an amino acid, and I think there's far better nootropics out there. If you're looking to improve your focus, you may want to look into using a different amino acid, L-tyrosine, which I've talked about in this video over here. Because if I were to take 500 milligrams of L-tyrosine in a fasted state, I could say with certainty that I would feel something from it. Some of the side effects you may want to watch out for are any trouble breathing. Also, just be mindful if you're somebody that has any heart issues, you probably want to stay away from the supplement, or of course speak with your general practitioner about it. At the same time, some individuals have actually reported that it's helped them with their breathing, or it's helped them with nasal congestion. So you're only really going to know once you try it. I personally don't feel any discomfort. I don't experience any side effects when I'm using NAC, but I also don't notice the benefits. And that surprised me because I'm somebody that considers myself pretty sensitive to nootropics. Most nootropics out there work for me. Something convenient is that the way in which you use NAC is pretty flexible. It doesn't matter whether you take it fasted or in a fed state. It also doesn't matter when you take it during the day. If you experience the energetic benefits, then you may benefit by taking it first thing in the morning. But if you notice that it calms you down a little bit, then of course you can consider taking it later at night. And the most common way individuals are using NAC is a serving size of 500 to 750 milligrams once a day. That's typically going to be the size of the capsules which you ingest, although serving sizes of 1 to 1.5 grams per day are also common. And of course, you can consider breaking up your serving sizes and having half of it in the beginning portion of the day and then half of it at the later portion of the day. And that's the way I like most of my nootropics. I typically like taking things twice a day. I don't feel like using them once a day gives me the benefit that I'm hoping for in most cases. But definitely be very cautious with NAC use. There's some very scary stories about this nootropic supplement online, especially if you're somebody that's already using different nootropics that may have similar benefits or using stimulants. Then I would completely avoid NAC, or I would use NAC independently first, make sure you respond to it okay, and then perhaps consider using it along with other nootropic supplements under the guidance of a general practitioner. So I'm not the biggest fan of NAC. I like the fact that it could potentially be healthier for us long term. It boosts glutathione, which is a very important antioxidant for the body and the brain. I'd love to know your thoughts about NAC. Has it worked for you? Make sure to comment in the comment section below, and do subscribe if you want to be informed about different nootropics out there, because I'm the person that's going to tell you the truth. This is Mike, the Nootropic nootropic reviewer. And if you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can message me on Patreon, and be sure to visit our Discord server. We have a 24/7 chat room, and boy, we're having a lot of fun, and I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you next time.